What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, Ties and Tum here. Today, a fan request. Some guys requested this in the comments. We're gonna do knee on belly escapes. Sucks to be a knee on belly. Today I'm gonna learn you how to bail. So first off, you messed up, you're a knee on belly. It's no-gi, so it's gonna be different than the gi. I'm gonna go over some basic escapes, geared a little bit more maybe towards MMA or people who like to wrestle, get on top. And then I'm gonna show you some of my favorite leg lock entries and a really cool escape that I've been working on lately. So first off, knee on belly, there's a lot of variations of knee on belly. People can have the leg higher, lower, angle more back towards your guard, the frames, etc. We're just gonna work with this position for today. And one of the main cues I'm gonna look for today is gonna be bringing his hands on the mat. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'm just gonna work with a basic escape for the beginners now. So one of the first things a lot of people do, they feel the knee and they feel the pressure, yeah, and they start pushing off with this hand. Now this is gonna be my first no-go for today. Anytime I use the far side hand to start pushing or unweighting the knee and trying to move myself out, which is a good first reaction, but it's not the right one. It will open up either armbars for my partner, so he can spin in and start attacking the armbar. It will open up possibilities if I really push and move for the dars, where you can slide in and attack the dars or other front headlocks. Barato plat, there's gonna be some submission attempts here when my elbow is open or flat. Even if you try to keep this tight to your body, it will just slide down and he will catch that overhook, slide in for that dars or that Japanese nectar or whatever. So I don't like using this hand. I'm gonna use this hand. Usually I'm framing on my partner, but I don't wanna push off too much because it will open up the submission attempts. So I'm gonna frame a little bit and I'm gonna take this hand and cup his knee on the inside. So I don't get the risk of that far side armbar or that dars. I'm never moving my partner if he has a tight knee on belly away from me. I'm just cupping it here and I move myself out of the way. From there, I can use this free hand to now shoot in for an underhook as I bring my base up. So my knee becomes my base. And usually I start, in this case, if his leg is still base, I'm gonna push my head off to the backside. And if he were to be in two knees, I will just collapse the knee, bring him right through your camera. So, very short introduction, but instead of pushing with this hand, I like cupping with this, and it gives me this hand free. This free hand. So when I move myself, I'm not moving my partner, when I move myself, I immediately dive to my knees and I can shoot this underhook in. I usually combine it with a little bit of unweighting my partner forwards. So as I go here, I start working with this underhook and now look at my legs, I bring them as a base so I can work and wrestle up a score top position, which I think is very important in MMA, where I really like to be on top, and also for grappling if you're just a guy who wants to play on top. Next off, let's go a little bit down the rabbit hole with this. I want to bring my partner's hands to the mat. In order to do that, I'm going to base this knee behind his glutes. Usually, to create an off balance, I usually start off with pushing and framing and move myself by. The more he pushes back into me, then I base there. And you can see how explosive I can bring my partner back to the mat. My knee doesn't bump up, I'm not bridging. I'm putting my knee here, this leg is my base, and I bring him forward with my hip flexors. Okay, let's see it from a different angle. So I'm just doing a wrestle up, either for a single leg, and if he stays on knee, I'm gonna knee tap or take his back, but I really have to unweight the knee on belly and make him base on his hands. So now you can see the leg word a little bit more. As I'm framing, pushing, I'm always trying to move a little bit away. The more he pushes into me, I'm gonna bridge him forward. From there, I'm gonna wrestle up, either put my head on the inside to wrestle, or get top position, or just knee tap, work. And I really like this way of wrestling, getting the top position. Once again, also when I'm doing MMA. For grappling, still the same. Yeah, I'm on top, it's really good. Now, instead of getting on top, we're gonna stay on bottom. My favorite entries, I'm calling a lot of favorites today, but I just love Jiu-Jitsu anyway, but this is really my favorite. I'm gonna use that same bump, but instead of wrestling up, I'm gonna invert and play my guard. So from here, I wanna get his hands on the mat, same thing applies. I'm framing away, yeah, trying to resist the pressure, then I bump him forward. Now in this case, I invert underneath and spin in with the backside 50-50 entry. Yeah, from where I can leg lock my partner or take his back. Now, depending if he stays on his toes, I can use a crab ride, take his back. For you guys, for all you enthusiastic blue and purple belts there's some really cool back takes. You can invert, take the back, whatever. I'm just gonna stick with the leg lock now. Minor detail, which I do like to add, because you're coming from the backside entry. I like to stomp my foot on the backside of his knee so it doesn't allow him to backstep. Pushing, framing, inverting, reaping this leg over. I'm gonna go slow motion now, or you can just dial the speed down. Reaping this one over, and then using that same foot here, or here, to block his back step. So if he tries to back step now, then I can slow that down, bring his knee to the mat, start attacking this inside heel hook here, and if he really forces the back step, I'm working crisscross Ashi, finishing that inside heel hook there. So that's one of my favorite leg lock entries. It doesn't need you to be flexible, you just need to invert. yeah, and make sure his hands are heavy. Another one, which I really like if they like pressure up, is kind of doing a form of a false sweep, where I have two ways to steer my opponent. Just going to show you have to be a little bit more flexible for this, but if I can do it at my age, so can you. By the way, shout out to X-Marshall for the awesome gear. As I bring him forward, now instead of turning in and twisting my head in between his legs, I'm going to move my head out of the way and throw this leg over and catch this cross Ashi here. Usually when I have bumped them forward, their main reaction is to go back. And I use that to then go back, like going back to the belly, try to sweep them backwards. This really works well if I push and he reacts. So usually, I push him forward, he just comes back. One, he wants to go back to the belly. And in that moment, I've inserted my leg, and it gives me kind of this kani basami back. Let's show you full speed. So he's on the belly. Yeah, frame out. Base. New belly. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, good. So I'm here. As his hands go, he wants to sit back now. Yes, and then it gives me this kani basami backwards. But what if he doesn't go back? I got you, brother. If he stays forward, I will invert my head. I'll take that same kani basami here. And now I will use my head to turn out of the way, roll outside, and catch the heel here. So this is turning into a leg lock video. I'm so sorry, guys, I can't help myself. Check out Leg Locks Unlocked, BJJ Fanatics. Now let's end up with something not leg locks, which is a really cool Neon Bellies escape that I saved for everyone that's still watching. In this escape, we're going to use some fulcrums. First one's pretty quick. The same sweep backwards, because he has no base behind him. It's a two-dimensional space. He has base on two sides. Whereas if he is on side control, to these, he has 4 points of base. So it's a stronger structure. But this scores points, usually. Another one that I like to do, if there's space here, I go in and just fold it on his thigh and throw him over. Looks very ridiculous, but it's kind of effective. Especially if there's some space in his hamstring. I go in and I cup here, and I just move this up and over and go in. Usually they start A-Bing away to get their guard, which I love to go behind the knee line. And that's the last time I do leg locks. And leg lock again. Now let's do the funky one. If you guys know a funk roll, I might do a different video on that someday. This is I don't know it better than a modified funk roll. I'm just gonna show you, it's really cool. So we're in the belly. I'm going to reach under with this hand. So I have to be aware of the Dars entry for a while. I'm gonna be here. As I catch and control my own knee. So move this arm out of the way. So kind of like a variation of buggy choke. So if it's hard to see, just pause here and try to make sense of this puzzle. My arm is catching my own knee. Now if he tries to Dars or do a spinning armbar, it's pretty stuck. My second hand is going to control under his knee, and if I fear some entries, I'm going to go lower on the ankle. Now I'm not going to sweep or roll him backwards. I'm just going to use a reverse AB, like I'm doing a John Wayne sweep. From here, there's 2 reactions. If he falls to his hip, we're getting on top of scoring points. I told you no leg locks. But most people will not fall to the hip. They will fall on kind of turtle, like a knee and turtle. And then we're wrestling up again. So I'm here, I frame under, I catch this frame. Now his leg is stuck. I go underneath his hip. He will fall on his knee and hands, here. And I will use this to wrestle up, take his back, and score top position. Now there is a minor what if. If his foot is still stuck in my guard, he can backstep into cross Ashi for 11. I'm not doing leg locks, he is. So I'm here. If I want to go here and he backsteps over this leg, he can maybe catch a cross Ashi here, especially if this foot is stuck. But that's the only thing I have to be kind of aware of, and still I'm out of the knee on belly. I will get on top, and unless he's a way better leg locker than I am, I can usually scramble out of the position. So that's it for today, guys. Last time, shout out for anyone who commented this and suggested this. Here you go. I might do a different video on the funk roll. Recently, I had some guys, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, reaching out to me on tournaments or at local BG events. I really thank you guys for that. I love seeing and meeting you guys. Anytime you see me anywhere, unless it's in an awkward place, but at Jiu-Jitsu, just walk over to me, tell me you watch videos, and I love seeing and meeting you. Oh, see you in the next one.